Canada is the second largest country on Earth, stretching across an enormous amount of land from the Atlantic to the Pacific and deep into the Arctic. So at first glance you might expect its population to be spread across the country, but instead, most Canadians live in a surprisingly narrow band close to the United States border, with huge portions of the country containing very few people at all. Which raises an obvious question: why does so much of Canada seem to live right next to America? The first reason is climate, because as you move north in Canada, temperatures become harsher, winters become longer, and the land becomes far more difficult to farm, build on, or support large cities in. Much of northern Canada experiences extreme cold, remote terrain, and shorter growing seasons, making large-scale settlement far less practical than in the south. But cold weather alone doesn't explain everything, because many people live in cold places around the world. So the next reason is geography and economics. Southern Canada contains the country's most productive farmland, major rivers, lakes, ports, and transportation corridors, which made it the natural place for cities, trade, and industry to develop over time. Once major population centers like Toronto, Montreal, Vancouver, and Ottawa grew in the south, they attracted even more people, jobs, and infrastructure, reinforcing the pattern. And then there's the United States itself, because living near the border also means being close to Canada's largest trading partner and one of the biggest consumer markets in the world. The majority of Canada's exports move south, and many industries benefit from proximity to American supply chains, customers, and transport networks. Historically, settlement also began in the more accessible southern regions first, especially near waterways like the St. Lawrence River and Great Lakes, creating an early population base that expanded outward but largely stayed in the same southern zone. That means today's population map is partly the result of decisions and patterns set centuries ago. But what makes this so striking is how narrow that populated zone really is, because a large share of Canadians live within a relatively short distance of the U.S. border,